Hi, Stefano here and you're watching Ploc 1.2 and today we are going to do this.
Paste chicken fries, chicken breasts, onion, red onion, garlic, fresh ginger, green chili, shallots, potato, carrot, bell pepper, red pepper, yellow, zucchini, eggplant, green beans, spinach, tomatoes, cherry, tomato, cauliflower, peas, chickpeas, red lentils, coconut milk, vegetable stock, salt, black pepper, turmeric, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, garam masala, curry powder, mustard seeds.
If you don't know what Ploc is, check the link in the description. Okay, let's start. We will start from the patch of 1.1. This is the version that I uploaded. So you have here the video with the rollerblading kit. I have uploaded it with this specific video because this is a video that we all have. Of course, in the previous episode in 1.1, we did other kind of things, fancier things with fancier setup. So this is not the video we used, but this is the video that will work in all computers. Okay, let's start. You saw in the demo video that I showed you before, this setup is a little different. We are using a monitor screen. Pretty common thing to have at home, or pretty common thing that, you know, festivals, theaters, any kind of venue have around. In the screen, you saw there was a video of my face. Let's give it a check. Here it is. This is setup. So it's a video of me reading out a recipe. It was a recipe for a very special chicken curry. So let's spend some time just talking about the video and how I shoot it. This video here is gonna loop and we are controlling the speed of it. So you need to take care of what happens when it loops. The best is when there is no big jump between the last frame and the first frame, okay? So the reason why I'm reading a recipe is because of some technical advantages that a recipe would give me compared to other texts. Nobody's really going to check if the recipe is 100% correct. In fact, some ingredients are missing, and this is because I was checking at the end of each ingredient that I said towards the end of the recording, if there was a frame where the image is very similar to the image of how I started in the first frame. Because when this happens, then I can hop, you can make your loop, and there is very little jump. Beside the looping, another thing that I've done, as you can see, is that the video is slowed down. I slowed it down so that when my body moves slower and the video needs to also go slower, there is still fluidity in the frames of the video. So we can slow the video down and still the frames are fine and flowy, and you don't have that kind of tuck that you get when the frames go to slow and then they become kind of visible one by one. What else did I do on this video? Well, we can talk about lighting. Like in the previous episode, lights are on the right side and on the left side of my body, right and left, and the background is black. This was pretty easy to shoot because it's a sitting video. The camera frame is looking at my face. And so I just had to hang some black paper behind me and voila.
Potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, bell pepper, red.
It helps with eliminating a little bit this kind of frame that comes when you use monitors, when you use projectors. So when your background is black, it looks more contextualized in the real physical space.
Garlic, fresh ginger, green chili, shallots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots.
Another very clear thing that needs to be mentioned is the fact that the video, as you see it, is rotated 90 degrees. This is because I am using the screen vertical, like in portrait. So meaning the video needs to be rotated because the screen is gonna be rotated at the end. And another thing about the video is that there was a second video. And this is just a video I found on the internet. I searched for loading animation free. Voila, got it, downloaded it. I had to slow it down a little bit and stretch it. All these techniques with slowdown, looping, maybe fixing the exposure of your videos. All these things are gonna be explained in this annex video about shooting video for real-time interactivity. You'll probably find it below in the video description. And the reason I used this loading animation is pretty simple. I actually wasn't thinking about using it at the beginning, but then I recognized that the screen that I use at home in my studio is not a normal full HD screen, it's a bit wider. And so there is a lot of vertical space. So there was a lot of space like above my head. So I thought, why not to add something? So because there is this second video, we also gonna add a couple of fancy things to our patch for the first time. In this specific patch, I used external camera. In episode 1.1, we used the computer camera, just the internal webcam. In this episode, I wanted to make a little bit of a step forward and I used an external USB camera. So this is nothing crazy, this is nothing super expensive. It is a camera like this. This camera. Here it is. So this is the camera I used, and you can do what we are doing in this exercise with any kind of webcam, okay? The comfortable thing with this one is that the cable is really long. It's like I don't know, 3 meters USB cables. So you can plug it on your computer and your computer can be, relatively far away from where you are performing. Okay, let's now talk about the patch. This is Ploc 1.1 file that you can find online and download. It's the same of Ploc 1, I just decided to use this because it has comments. What do we do from here? So we have now this video. I will add the video I shot of my head. So how do you add videos? Where's the video? Where's the video? Here. This here is the Pix video loop. This gives us the possibility to load a video and loop it. This is my video. I'm gonna drag and drop it in here. And voila, it's loaded. Let's see if it goes.
Roast chicken breast, onion, red onion, garlic, fresh, red green.
Okay, it's working. One thing that I had to do in the setup a lot is to rescale both the in-scale and the outscale. The in-scale, maybe we talk about later because it depends a lot from the setup, from the distance from the camera. But something that is visible also now is that if I move,
pepper red, bell pepper yellow, zucchini, egg,
I can move a lot.
Beans, spinach, tomatoes, cherry tomato.
But I can maximum go to 4, okay? It's speed 4 times as fast. The funny thing is that you see the video playing at normal speed because the video is actually 4 times slowed down. So by playing it 4 times faster, it goes to normal speed again because it's a slow-mo video. So in the outscale, there is out minimum, out maximum. We have it now at minimum is 0, means the video stops when I stop, when the movement is stopped. And if I move a lot, I reach maximum 4, okay? Which appears now as a normal speed, actually, at the end, here as a result. If I move a lot, I can reach maximum.
Salad, curry powder, mustard seeds.
Normal speed. I'm gonna push this out to maximum to something way higher, maybe 15. Let's see if this is fine. Maybe too much. Maybe 10. Yeah. So now the video is technically playing 10 times as fast. It appears less than 10 times as fast because, again, this is a slow-mo video. This is why we need to push it way more. This is something that is particular for my video. If you have a normal video, not a slow motion video, check what you need. Maybe 4 was already fine for you. But again, always when you load a new media, when you load a new video, check outscale. Do I want it to stop when I stop? Do I want it to go fast, and how fast when I move my body fast? Each video will probably need a different, aesthetic choice. One thing I had to do was add something called 3D layer, because I wanted to put together these two videos, the video of my head talking and the loading animation. So as the situation is set up now, we have this world, we have the video, and the video output is going directly into the world. The world is the output window we have. If I want to add a second video, there are different ways of doing it. I'm going to explain one way. Disconnect this cable here, so we don't go directly with the video to the world. Now, if you see the patch, nothing's changing. This is a bit of a quirk of Max. Even though you deleted the cable, the thing is still there. Do what I do. Go into the 3D world. This is the 3D world. And on the lower right, there is a clear button. Click that clear button. Once you click the clear button, the world is cleared, and now you see that we have nothing, as expected. Okay, instead of plugging directly the video into the 3D world, we are going to put it on a 3D layer. So, unlock your patch, command click in the background, or command E, or control click on the background, or control E if you're on Windows. Basically, be sure that your padlock is open. Go to the snippets here on the left, and we search for ste.3D layer. This one. Grab it, drag it and drop it below your Pix video loop. And now let's feed the video output of the Pix video loop into the input of the 3D layer. And voila, we have the same thing as before. So why did we do it? Well, we will see now, okay? Let's go inside the 3D layer. So once you dropped it, it should open, always on the side. If it is not open, just lock your patch by command or control click in the background and double click the snippet. We see here we have some options. We have position. We have position. The position Z doesn't really work now because of some settings of the 3D layer, which are basically telling the 3D layer by default doesn't really listen to depth. But now we don't care about position Z, but as you saw, we can move our video right and left and up and down. We have here UScale, which is uniform scale. I will push this a little bit up. Always remember, if you go with your cursor on the right side of your number box, you can be more precise. If your cursor is on the left side, then you're gonna be like really huge and really big movement you doing. Okay, so gonna click, type 0, click outside. Well, 0 is not great. Maybe I type 1. Yeah. And I'm gonna go to something like that. I don't know, 1.3 maybe? Is this good? Yeah. Then I'm going to move this video a little bit on the left. I'm gonna put it a little bit down so I can have some space to put the animation on top of my head. So first thing we saw is that with the 3D layer, you can move your video around in the output window, which is cool. And you can scale it also. Other thing we can do is we can add more 3D layers with more videos. First, I'm gonna make some space here and I'm gonna add another Pix video loop. Click here. I'm gonna search for video loop. Oopsie. Video loop. Drag and drop. Boom. Here it is. It opens up. We have the chickens. I don't want to have the chickens. I'm gonna drag and drop my loading animation loop, okay? Here it is. This is my video. Drag and drop it. Voila. Everything is good. I'm gonna close this. I don't need this anymore. So what we could do is, now we don't see this video anywhere because it's not being plugged anywhere. It doesn't have a 3D layer. It's not going in the world. It's just existing by itself, but we don't see it. We need another 3D layer. Put it here. The output of the loading animation goes into the 3D layer. And here we have it. It's in front of my face. It's really big, but it's not a problem. Because with the 3D layer, we can make this smaller. And we can move it above my head. And voila. Now, you know what's cool? Is that with the 3D layer, you can not only load different videos and put them in relation with each other, scale them, position them, you can also do a little bit of compositing. So what does that mean? If you don't know what compositing means, which is very understandable, compositing is the art of blending videos in layers, of make them relate and make the color interacts with each other, like, transparency, how the, whatever. You know what? It's easier to show you than to talk about it. So layers have here, you see there is blend enabled and this is on and it is good. Blend, we can choose different kind of blending mode. If I click add, the colors will add to the layers that are behind, which is in this case the head video. We haven't really said which layer is in front or behind, okay? Because these 3D layers are specially dedicated for video, they don't listen to Z, to depth, but we have a layer attribute here. If you click on that and you put 1, nothing changed. But next time we are gonna be super sure that the animation is in front of the other video, in this case, the talking head. Just to show you something different, I can put it to -1, and now you see it's behind. It kind of disappeared because it's behind the video, okay? Put this animation layer, so video animation goes into the layer. This layer needs to be in front of my face, so layer 1, and the blend mode, add, is the one that works better in this specific case. Hi, video editing Stefano here. I am intervening right now to explain a little bit better the whole situation with the 3D layer and the layering and all this compositing stuff. Very quickly. The 3D layer, it's a 3D flat plane, okay, that hosts the video. You feed it with the video, it displays your video, and it's a plane that you can move around, as we saw. And it's contextualized in the 3D world. Even though it's called 3D layer, by default, the depth, the position Z, does nothing for reasons, okay? Because it does not listen to the position Z, the way we can put layers in front of each other and order them is with the layer option or with the layer attribute, okay? This is what we've done with the video animation of the loading. We have put it into layer 1, which is in front of layer 0, which is now the layer position of the face layer. The reason why when we brought in the second layer with the video animation and we saw it in front of the face layer was random. It's a bit chaotic because all layers by default are at layer 0. So you never know what happens when you open the patch again. Consequently, it is good practice to decide yourself and consciously choose the layering order of the 3D layers with the layer attribute so that you can be sure of what is in front of what, and then consequently decide how to do your fancy compositing and layer mixing, okay? I hope I've been a little bit clearer now. Cool, I'm gonna move it a little bit up. And I'm gonna scale it a little bit more. Another thing is that now this video is just running by itself. Pretty ugly. Even at speed 1, it's a bit weird, it's kind of stuttery, you can see the frames. The ideal thing is to speed it up. Speed 6. Now it's a descent animation. Again, we can speed up this video, slow it down, dependently from our movement. We can make this interactive too. And we don't need to make it interactive in the same way as the video of my face. We can invert it, for example. So, how do we do this? What is the missing link? If I do it like this, they will... oopsie. This is wrong. This is good. Outscale. The movement is going out here, and I'm going inside the speed of the second pix video loop. So now if I move, both video moves fast. If I don't move, both videos slow down. But we could invert it just to do something different, you know? I can copy paste this outscale. So unlock your patch, copy paste, put it here on the side. This we kill. Yeah. And then from here, which is the normalized movement amount, plug it in here, and then we go into the speed. Now it's going to be the same again, but because we have a separate outscale, I can control click, command click on the background, lock the patch, double clicking here, and now we can modify a couple of things. We can turn on this invert button, and now if I move, the loading animation is going fast, and if I move, let's turn on the sound. The loading animation slows down and stops if I'm super fast, or when I stop, the loading animation starts going. So I thought about this kind of simple thing because first, my screen was too long. I needed something to put on top of my head, okay? I needed something to fill up that space. And I thought, why don't we add another video and why don't we make it behave inverted? And, you know, a loading screen kind of makes sense. When my video is stopped, like when my face is not talking anymore, then the thing is loading, like, you know, like I'm thinking or something. And if the video is going fast, then the loading thing slows down. It's also a nice way to create a little bit of a variation in the interaction. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little video effect that we can do. So as we talked about before, the animation of the loop, it's a bit of a, you know, it's not the greatest resolution. You can see the compression, you can see the frames, it's a bit pixelated. Meh. So if you lock your patch, double click on the 3D layer. This is the 3D layer dedicated to the animation. I can make it big like this. You see the pixels, not amazing. We can use something called blur, which is just blurring our ugly pixels a bit. If you don't mind the blur, we can check it. We can unlock our patch, go to the snippets, and I'm gonna search for blur. We have ste.pixfx blur, so it's a video effect. Drop it here. Where do we put it? We put it between the video loop, which is our source, and the 3D layer, which is kind of our output now. It's the output before the main output window, but it's a plane that hosts our video. So the video comes out of the video loop. It gets affected by the pix blur. Here we have a little bit of a preview. And then we go further to the layer. As you see here, inside the pix effects blur, we have only one option, only one parameter. It's the blur amount. If you put it at 0, it's not blurring anything. 1, you can even go 2, 3, you can blur a lot. I will go, I don't know, 0.8. I like 0.8. 0.8 is cute. How's this? Yeah, fine. I'm fine with 0.8. Done. Closed. So, as you saw, I had a little bit of a pixelated video with a little bit of compression visible. It wasn't the best quality. Do I mind that it's blurred? No, I don't. So, boom, blur it. Voila. No quality problem anymore. Now, a little extra thing that is going to help if your max demo is expired or if you don't have a license. So basically, if you are downloading these patches from GitHub and then, you upload your files, you upload your video, you do your things, but then, when you close the patch, you can't save it, and so you're stuck from the beginning when you restart again. There is a way, though, to save the status of your patch. You won't be able to really save the programming part, but as soon as the programming part stays the same, we can save the status of the values, of the options, of how the whole patch is. So if you load your video, next time you're gonna get your video again. If you do your own special settings in the in-scale, for example, because, of position of camera and stuff like that, they're gonna be saved. Same for the outscale. You scaled your parameters, your movement values in a certain way because they need to fit with your content, with your videos. Those are gonna stay saved. So how do we do this? We do this with another snippet called ste.scenes. So unlock your patch, command click or control click on the background, go to the snippets and let's search for ste.scenes. Drag and drop it. Boom. It is a bit of a messy one, okay? It's not like a fancy one like this because of reasons. But once you lock your patch, it looks a little bit better. Okay, what can this do? Basically, you see here, save, shift plus click. These are different scenes, which are basically the different statuses of your patch that you can save. Let's say I'm fine with how the patch reacts now, how the patch behaves now. I'm gonna shift, click on the first square, and you see now this is stored. Great. Now, let's not go too complicated. I'm gonna dedicate a special annex video to these ste.scenes to show you not only how to save the status of your patch, but also really how to have different scenes so that your patch can mutate and you can fade between these scenes, you can jump between scenes. There are different things you can do with this specific ste.scenes snippet. But for now, we just use it to save the status of your patch, even if you don't have a license. So we have it like this, done, saved, clear. Next thing we need to do, let's write a name here, like, I don't know, my cool face patch. Okay, you wrote something. Now here you click it and then you can choose write or read. You're gonna choose write. You get a little bit of a feedback here. Successfully written my cool face patch.json. Cool. You're fine now. If you check in the folder where your patch is saved, here, my cool face patch.json. Cool. So the status, the options, the values of the patch are saved in an external file, which is pretty cool. And now if I close this without saving, and then I open it again. So I'm kind of imitating what would happen if you don't have a license. So let's say you open your patch and it looks like this. There is nothing here. But what you can do is then write my cool face patch, click here, and then you go to read, and boom, successfully read my cool face patches. And then you also have the little scene here. Okay? So this is the procedure for you. Save it first, Next time you open the patch, if you couldn't save it, it's gone, but you can still read the file you have saved. It's good to double check if the file is there with your patch, if your save file, the JSON file, is there with your patch, but you always get a little bit of a feedback, successfully loaded or saved, or failed to save in some rare cases. So just give a check on that. Look in your folder. If the .json file it's there, the status of your patch is saved, even without a max license. Okay, that's it for the programming side. So for the setup side, as you saw the video demo,
red lentils, coconut milk, vegetables, salt, black pepper.
this is exactly the patch. This is exactly what I was running. What I needed to do were just a couple of things. First, the in scale. It's the way you scale the parameters coming from, in this case, the movement from the camera, to something that makes sense for your program, okay? So we need to normalize these whatever numbers that come in from the camera. This is important to set when your camera, when your light, when whatever the situation changes. You need to set it every time, okay? Because in the video example, my camera, this camera, first, it was another kind of camera. You see, it's not the usual webcam of the computer, number one. Two, it was really way further away than what we usually do when we build a patch on the computer. Like my face now is, what is this, 60 centimeters from the computer? This was like 1.5 meters, 2 meters from me, okay? Three, the point of view of this was really different from this webcam, okay? It was actually looking, the camera was framing my, like from my torso down, was not looking at the monitor screen, because otherwise you would get the movement feedback. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check the previous episode, okay, 1.1. The camera should not look at the video that you're trying to modify the speed of, otherwise you get this kind of speed movement feedback. So the camera was pointing at the lower body, so it could see mostly my hand movement. So it's a very different situation. I'm not moving my whole body, I'm only moving my hand, the camera is further away, it's another kind of camera, there is other lights. So very important, always go here when you are set up with your situation and do the auto thing. Do some tryouts with the kind of movement you need to do, stay still if you need to stay still, and then click again so that you can recalibrate the whole system with the kind of numbers that come in from the camera interaction. This is something I had to do and I had to spend some time with. Another thing was in the space. In the space, I needed to set up some lights. I'm not gonna spend much time talking about it because it's exactly the same things we have talked about in the previous episode, Ploc 1.1. Usual stuff. I got some cheap lights. You can use whatever kind of light. They were on the side. The reason why they were on the side was not because I didn't want to light up the screen, because it's okay, it's a screen, it's not a projection, it doesn't need to be dark, but I didn't want to light up what was behind my body, what was behind the scene, let's say, okay? So I put them on the side so that they would light up the side and not light up my background, so that my figure and the screen would stand out a little bit more in the video demo that you saw. But the procedure was always the same. Get a light, put it on the side, put some objects in case you want to cut the light and make it more precise and generate some shadows. Yeah, nothing new. So this is all for Ploc 1.2. I hope you had fun and I hope you will have fun experimenting with your own videos, putting them together, making them interactive. And that's all. See you next time and ciao.